A very good evening, welcome to Euro 2024 live for our second round of 16 tie of the tournament. The knockouts got off to a cracking start a bit earlier on as one of the big shocks as the European champions Italy were knocked out by Switzerland after Freuler scoring one of the two goals for Switzerland in their 2-0 win against Italy. We watch the hosts in Dortmund as they take on the 1992 European champions Denmark, who beat Germany in the 1992 final. Denmark, who were the late call-ups to that tournament, and they had the full European dream. Can they do it once again? They'll have to knock out the hosts if they're going to try and do that. Germany, who have failed on that front on the last three international tournaments. They were knocked out by England at this stage back in Euro 2020 and have failed to get out of their group in the previous two World Cups. They are looking for a return to old-style German football and look to get to their recent history of success. It's been 10 years since they were crowned champions of the world. And since that point, they've really not got back to those heights. Can they, as hosts tonight, put down a marker for who they will face next in the qualifying or in the quarterfinals? If they get there, Denmark, of course, have been very impressive in recent tournaments. They got to the quarterfinals last time round at Euro 2020, and they will be hoping that they can follow suit to do the same once again. We will watch these two teams in just a few moments because it's getting exciting. It's getting to that point where, you know, if we get two upsets on on the first of our round of 16 games, we could have to be cracking knockout stages so far. Let's have a look at the two teams then. And the hosts have made changes. Julian Nagelsmann has switched up a couple of places, a couple of his players. He keeps Manuel Neuer in goal though. Joshua Kimmich and Antonio Rudiger, the two constants in his back four for Nagelsmann. Nico Schlotterbeck, the young Dortmund centre-back, comes in alongside Rudiger. And David Raum makes a return at left back as Mittelstadt on the bench. Robert Andrich and Toni Kroos have stayed consistent in all four games now in midfield, with Ilkay Gundogan the further forward. Leroy Sané comes in at right wing as Jamal Musiala goes off the left. Kai Havertz keeps his place up front for the Germans. For Denmark, Kasper Schmeichel starts in goal for the Danish side, whose father, Peter Schmeichel, won the European Championships with Denmark back in 1992. The back five for Denmark is Alexander Bye, Joachim Andersen, Jannik Vestergaard, Andreas Christensen and Joachim Mæhle in defence. Pierre Højbjerg is alongside Thomas Delaney in midfield. Thomas Delaney actually a very important figure for Denmark. He scored the winner against Slovenia back in qualifying to secure Denmark's second place in Group C after they finished on everything equal and it came down to who was better in qualifying. Delaney's goal back in November of last year proved more significant than previously thought. A front three then of Andreas Skov Olsen, Christian Eriksen and Rasmus Højlund. The only change to that team is Jonas Vind, is on the bench for Denmark. Germany and Denmark, old foes on the European stage. Will they reignite their fires, or will they have a drowning exit? Kickoff in Dortmund is next. Welcome to Euro 2024 Live. The round of 16 got underway a bit earlier on as the champions bowed out of the tournaments. Will we see another big hitter leave the competition, or will the hosts get to the final 8 in this tournament? Something they failed to do at the last 3 international tournaments. They've got home support, as always, to help them through. And we'll see if that home support can have a major impact tonight. Germany in all white, Denmark in all red. So very distinctive differences between the two teams this evening. Here's David Raum for Germany. Of course, Mittelstadt on the bench. Alongside the centre-back as well that's made way tonight. For Germany, with Nico Schlotterbeck in at centre-back as they win an early free kick. In the middle, Julian Nagelsmann not afraid to change his side, of course. Making those big changes. Try and get the best out of his side, who almost got a 100% record in the groups. They had to come back and equalise late on against Switzerland to secure top spot. Nicholas Füllkrug's 92nd minute equaliser secured the point. That was enough in the end for Germany on match day 3 in the groups. Here's Gundogan. Now to Kai Havertz. Nowhere to go there. Havertz has to go back the way. Here's Joshua Kimmich. Andrik. Kroos. Tony Kroos, of course. Who is retiring at the end of this tournament. This is his last international football, taste of international football, his last taste of competitive football before he does retire. Announced a month or two ago that he would be buying out at the end of this tournament. Of course, what a way it would be to buy out, winning the Champions League with Real Madrid and winning the European Championships at your home tournament to round off your career. What a way that would be to finish for Tony Kroos. Here's Robert Andrik. Look at the cross, bit overhit, but Raum will pick it up in the box. Raum with the cross. Had to be steered behind there by Joachim Andersen. Will be a German corner. Very good start from the hosts. Nice takedown by Raum. The overhead cross, sorry. Raum brings it down in the box. Bah, can't get anywhere near him. He tries to square it across the 6-yard box and well steered behind by Joachim Andersen for the corner. It was really good play from Germany in the final third there. Tony Kroos to take this corner. Left-hand side, whipped into the box. Headed on and in! And it is Nico Schlotterbeck, the man who's come in at the back, has given Germany the early lead in Dortmund. His home at club level. He's making it his home at international level. Although I'm just hearing that the referee has not given the goal. Horrendous. We'll have to see that again. The referee's not giving it. I'm shell-shocked. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Denmark need to settle now. That was the warning sign. Goodness me. What a start for Germany, though. Well, the goal doesn't stand, but certainly be a positive start for them. Nice work to Mela. Eriksson back to Joachim Mela. It's one of a number of players, Joachim Mela, tonight that if he does get a booking, he will miss a possible quarter-final tie. Let's just see the replay of this corner then. Delivered in. Ah, that's awful. I'll get to that in a moment because Denmark are in the box. Cleared away. That is awful. Genuinely, they have disallowed a perfectly good goal there, and I am not happy with that whatsoever. I'm just listening to a referee and analyst here, and I don't agree with this. It's baffling. Kimmich blocks a player in the box, but has no impact in play whatsoever. Schlotterbeck is the one that puts the ball in the net. So because there's a player blocking in the box, therefore the player, another of his teammates, cannot impact the game. I mean, I find that baffling. There's no need for that. They've disallowed a perfectly good goal there. Here's Jamal Musiala. He's been a very bright spark at this tournament so far for Germany. As Denmark give it away, this kind of atmosphere in this stadium. Germany are building upon it. Joshua Kimmich forces a big save out of Kasper Schmeichel. But Germany have come with some fighting spirit here. That is a lovely strike by Joshua Kimmich from distance. Wonderful strike, and forced a strong right hand there from Kasper Schmeichel. Fascinating effort that. Wonderful. Germany will not worry about the disallowed goal. They'll build upon that. That's what they've been doing in these last few moments. Toni Kroos to take this corner. Another chance here. Right-footed delivery. Fizzed across the box again. Schlotterbeck was up this time and has to be tipped behind by Kasper Schmeichel again. See it again. I don't know if it was on target. Ooh, might have been just dipping in at the back post. Had to get there, I think, in the end there, Kasper Schmeichel. And he does. Another corner for Germany. What a storming start for the hosts. Toni Kroos again to deliver. Whipped in again. And Andrik was coming in there, but couldn't get a clean header as Denmark clear. And now here comes Eriksson on the break. Could Denmark threaten? Eriksson tried to thread it through. Got absolutely nowhere near Rasmus Højlund there, and Germany will recover quite comfortably. Certainly a fantastic start for the hosts, Germany. Did have the ball in the net. Nico Schlotterbeck from the header, from a corner, but officials disallowing it for a block in the build-up. I'm not saying that I agree with the decision, but that's just the decision that has been given. Baffling, once again, but just unnecessary extra kind of complications. Kasper Hjulmand, the Danish head coach, watching on. As his side have had a tough start in this one. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that it would be a tough start for Denmark. Anybody against the hosts at a knockouts. That is almost between Gundogan and Havertz there. Tried to go for the 1-2. They come back again. Havertz. Back to Kroos. Now Andrik. Schlotterbeck stepping forward now. Out to Joshua Kimmich. Back to Rudiger. Nice Schlotterbeck. Through the lines, finding Jamal Musiala. He has nowhere to turn but backwards and has to go back to Toni Kroos. Germany comfortable on the ball, passing it around nicely. Denmark haven't really been given a chance to get going yet. Germany have had over 70% possession in the first 9 minutes or so, and the majority of it in Denmark's half. A lot of corners. That's a lovely ball by Andrik. Out to Joshua Kimmich. Andrik down the right hand side, look for Leroy Sané, but Well closed out there by Christensen. Does Germany take the throw in quickly? It finds its way back to Schlotterbeck. Andrik. Rudiger forward. High Havertz! The strike was saved by Kasper Schmeichel. There was no flag. Just see this again. Lovely ball over the top by Rudiger. Well onside was Havertz there. Wonderfully feinting in behind the Danish defence. It was Vestergaard that played him on. And he just struck it with his left boot across goal. And Schmeichel just kind of scrambled at it. Wasn't a convincing save at all from the Danish keeper. They've not certainly started confidently, Denmark. But under early pressure, Toni Kroos to deliver another corner. It's their 4th corner of the game, Germany. Right-footed delivery into the box. Andrik with a header. Straight at Kasper Schmeichel. But again, they're winning those battles. They're getting into the final third. And they're winning the first headers on those corners, Germany. As Schlotterbeck wins the ball from the clearance. Rudiger. Tough spell that Denmark need to waver and to hold their way through. Josua Kimmich looking for the deep cross into the box, but simply gathered by Schmeichel. Avoided any of his teammates in there and was gathered by the Danish keeper. Denmark trying to play in between the lines. Play those intricate passes, but give a ball away again. Sane. Now Andrik. Germany again. Just calm in their moments, pressing in the right moments, stepping in, winning those challenges well and cleanly, which is crucial. Schlotterbeck. Andrik. Out wide it goes to Josua Kimmich. Looking for options, goes for the low cross. Almost squeezed its way through to Gundogan, but well cut out by, I think that was Højbjerg tracking back. As Denmark again try and clear their lines, but they've nowhere to go. Certainly, majority of their possession, Denmark have been in their own half. A lot of defending to do. There's another shot from distance from Germany there. And that time, it was Jamal Musiala. Spun on the ball, saw the space open up and readied himself for the strike, trying to find the left corner. Just dragged it wide of the left post. Jamal Musiala, who has got off to a very clinical start. Musiala at this tournament, 2 goals. Combined 4 international goals. Jamal Musiala, just 21. The Bayern winger certainly got off to a very good start at this tournament. As again Denmark give the ball away in midfield. Gundogan weaving his way through, trying to force it forward to Sane, but went all the way through to Schmeichel. But again, Denmark have really struggled to hold on to possession early on. The press from Germany has been fantastic in the early moments. Denmark just haven't been able to deal with it just yet. Well, Germany actually have 2 players on 2 goals at this tournament. Niklas Füllkrug scored the 4th against Scotland on match day 1 and scored off the bench against Switzerland on match day 3 to get that equaliser. And Jamal Musiala scoring against Scotland and Hungary in the group. So both have 2 goals apiece. And not the leading goal scorers. Georgios Mikatadze is the leading tournament goal scorer, as Delaney wins a free kick here for Denmark off Gundogan. Maybe a bit soft that, but free kick has been given, and a bit of reprieve for Denmark. The fact that they're actually attacking it from a position of confidence rather than defending set pieces, which they've been doing for the majority of the opening 14 minutes. Eriksen is one of those players over it. He will take it. Christian Eriksen to deliver. Cleared away by Havertz. Now Gundogan. Got a runner in Sane. And there's a Danish player tracking back. In Ba. Sane takes it down lovely. Trying to skid his way through. Sane's still going. Goes to ground. And the referee's going to pull it back for a free kick. Andreas Christensen, the player deemed to have committed the foul on Leroy Sané. But that's a wonderful solo run. Fabulous football. Wonderful footwork from Leroy Sané. Carving a path for himself through that Danish defence and almost finding a way through. And now Germany will have a free kick from about 20 or so yards, 20 something yards, 26 yards I would guess. What hazard a guess at? Tony Kroos, David Raum have the two over it. As Kasper Schmeichel sets up his wall. Kroos is the one eyeing it up here at the moment. Looks like he's the one readying himself. There's a wall in front of the wall, as we've seen very recently. Tony Kroos will take, and it will hit the defensive wall and bounce out for a German throw on the left-hand side. Yeah, come off the head of Vestergaard there. Ball did its job for Denmark. Rudiger. Andrik. Musiala didn't have time and space on the ball there, but good pressure from Rom to win it back. And now Musiala down the left will get the ball tipped off Alexander Ba and give Germany the throw-in down the left-hand side. Very determined start from Germany. Fierce, feisty, full of energy, full of kind of grit. Fight for every challenge, and they fought very well so far and have certainly got off to a very good start. Looking very comfortable, very assured, very kind of settled in the game. Calm and composed. But certainly looking to up the tempo every now and again. Rudiger, again looking for that run in behind for Kai Havertz. Finds Havertz. Again onside, the flag stays down. Havertz goes it back to Joshua Kimmich to whip the ball in. Half cleared. That time by Christensen. It comes back out to Kroos, who will dart it out to the right flank. Finds Joshua Kimmich. In behind it goes to Havertz again. Back to Joshua Kimmich. Again, bodies in the box. Andrik to Rudiger, who will deliver. Takes a deflection, which ends up into the hands of Kasper Schmeichel. But again, very good pressure from Germany. Sustaining that high press, that trying to pin Denmark into their own box. Really strong. As Schmeichel kicks long. Schlotterbeck won the header. Up into the air that one went. There's a bit of head tennis at the moment. Højlund tries to bring it down, but well cut out by Rom, but given away as Eriksson couldn't feed it through to his number 9. Germany closed that door on the Dane as it comes all the way back to Joachim Andersen. Now back to Schmeichel. Of course, these two played out one of the most remarkable stories in European Championship history. We've seen some shock teams win it over the years, the likes of Greece in 2004, but Denmark will be up there as one of the best sides, one of the best stories in winning a European Championship in European football history, to be not even qualified for the European Championships back in 1992 after Yugoslavia were disqualified, to go on to win the tournament is a wonderful story. Something remarkable indeed. They've got a bit of the ball in the last minute or two, Denmark. starting to pass it around. Christensen. Back across to Andersen, and now back to Vestergaard. A back three that's been solid for Denmark all the way through the group stages. They drew 1-1 on match day 1 against Slovenia. Drew with England 1-1. And then finished their group with a draw, shockingly. A 0-0 draw in the end against Serbia. But very disappointing group from Denmark. I mean, Group C is probably the most underwhelming group of the Euros, with all 4 teams just below par. That's why Kasper Hjulmand made that statement in his pre-match press conference before the game, and saying there's a lot more to come from my side. As here's Eriksson. Have to see that again. Wonderful ball over the top. Eriksson made the darting run in behind. The ball is perfect. Sweetly taken down, and Antonio Rudiger had to get in the way. Eriksson had to take the shot from the edge of the box, and Rudiger put his body on the line, but that was wonderful play. The ball over the top, the touch to take it down was fabulous from Christian Eriksson, and he gets inside a corner. Just over 20 minutes gone in Dortmund. Germany 0, Denmark 0. Eriksson over to take this corner then. In front of that so-called, that red wall in Signal Iduna Park, as the corner taken short. As the cross there cleared away from Skov. And the referee is just going to give Germany the free kick here for a foul on Jamal Musiala. It's just pushed there by Højbjerg. I mean, you can't really complain there, Pierre Højbjerg. It is a foul. Rudiger. Again, look for that run in behind from Havertz. Denmark dealt with that one better. Eriksson not given a slight second on the ball. Sorry, it was Højlund. Will be a free kick to Denmark, and Højlund just a bit complaints to the referee. It's a tough challenge by Nico Schlotterbeck. He wins aside a free kick there, does Rasmus Højlund. He had a topsy-turvy season with Manchester United. The young striker. Here's Thomas Delaney. Right to Müller. Eriksson. Højbjerg. Back to Eriksson, who will lift it into the box. Half cleared by Rudiger. Ba was making that darting run in there. Not the player you expect to be in there for Denmark, but he was. Alexander Ba. Højlund trying to hold it up for his team as Andersen just squares it across. Finds Skov, who will go back to Schmeichel. It's been a bit more competitive from Denmark in the last 5-10 minutes. More or less 5 minutes, actually, where they've got a bit more of the ball. And they've looked slightly more kind of calm. They've kind of grown into the game as it's gone on in this first half, after Germany's dominant start. It's kind of been much more even in the last 5 minutes or so, with Denmark having a lot more of the ball. Nice threaded through the lines there from Vestergaard. Højlund coming deeper, but his teammate there, Ba, dispossessed. Although it'll be one back again. Nice stepping in from Christensen. Højlund trying to manoeuvre his way around that German midfield. Lays it off to Delaney now. Joachim Müller finds Højlund again, edge of the box. Rasmus Højlund. Now Eriksson will pick up the loose pegs. And now Müller has the shot over the bar. Well worked there by Denmark. In between the lines. Germany really just offering no kind of counter-offensive to that at all. Really not much in that from Germany at all, trying to block those passes. Poor out of possession from the hosts there, but Denmark didn't make the most of that opportunity. That shot ultimately going behind the goal for a goal kick. Well, Germany finished top of their group. Group A, of course, with them being the hosts. They beat Scotland 5-1 on the opening night of the tournament. They beat Hungary 2-0. And they needed that 92nd minute equaliser from Nicholas Fulkirk to secure that 1-1 draw that secured their top spot in Group A. Remember, it was Switzerland they were playing, and if Switzerland had have won that game, Switzerland would have been top of the group. And ended up, it would have been a Germany-Italy round of 16 tie, which would have been an absolutely cracking one. But the game earlier on between Switzerland and Italy was a fascinating affair. The German fans showing their support, as always. A bit more reserved from the Danish fans, but they're in their red. Do have a bit of a stoppage at the moment. There's an injury problem for Andreas Christensen here. So he's just receiving treatment at the moment. Enough time to tell you, don't forget tomorrow the round of 16 continues as Group C winners England take on the third place team from Group E, Slovakia, who beat Belgium on match day 1. Now want to beat England. Remember, the winner of that tie will face Switzerland in the quarter-finals. That's tomorrow from 5. Well, Denmark finished second in Group C, as I said, with that goalless draw against Serbia sealing their second place after they drew their first 2 games 1-1 to Slovenia and England. Here's Leroy Sané down the right hand side up against Christensen. Sané has to cut backwards. Joshua Kimmich, Schlotterbeck, Rudiger, Schlotterbeck, Musiala, back to Schlotterbeck. Now Jamal Musiala, time and space to spin on the ball. Plays it in behind for Havertz, down the left flank. Havertz, back to Musiala. Lovely spinning from Musiala. Well, closed down there from Yannick Vestergaard. Defending that very well. Germany stepping in on that Danish clearance again, but Denmark come out the better of the two on that occasion. And now here comes Ba, down the line. Finds Højlund. Took a touch, Rasmus Højlund, the poor first touch, which allowed Rudiger to step across and pass back to his keeper. Certainly a much more competitive recent few moments in this one. Neither side really dominated in the last 5-10 minutes. Germany certainly dominated the early moments of the game. Tried to play the ball through the middle there, but Denmark having a lot of red shirts in the way. Eriksen has to go backwards to Vestergaard. Well, of course, Germany, obviously being the hosts, will feel that home support behind them in every single game that they play. But at the same time, doesn't make them kind of unstoppable, impenetrable, unbeatable. Certainly not the case. I mean, hosts have done fairly well in European Championships over the years. Most recently so with Italy and England in Euro 2020. Both declared as hosts, got to the final in an unprecedented situation. But ultimately, at Euro 2016, France were the hosts and ended up finishing runners-up in that competition to Portugal in the final in Stade de France. So hosts do normally do well. Here comes Højlund though. Tried to squeeze it through. Run out of room, and Joshua Kimmich will be in the way. Of course, Joshua Kimmich, we'll talk about him, has been muted for a move away from Bayern Munich, of course, this summer. Of course, none of the players will discuss where they will be going at club level because of the international football is their priority at this moment in time, and then they'll go on holiday. So if any of the players that are involved in the Euros will make a move this summer, it'll probably not be until at least mid to late July before any of that comes anywhere near happening. As Denmark come forward, Ba with a deep cross. Back across, here's Mela. upended in the D. It will be a free kick to Denmark in a very good area here. And it's Robert Andrik that is the player that committed that foul. Really good play down the right hand side from Denmark. Alexander Ball with a whip ball in. Cut back across to the edge of the box, and Joachim Mæhle tries to step in field away from Robert Andrik, and Andrik just upending his opponent, sending him into the air. An old style challenge that from Robert Andrik, and it's now a good chance for Denmark from this set piece. Eriksen's got the ball under his arm. 30 minutes gone in this round of 16 tie in Dortmund. Germany 0, Denmark 0. Remember, Denmark scored a free kick in the quarterfinals at Euro 2020 against England to take the lead at about this time of the game, about 31 minutes. Can they repeat history? Skov Olsen and Eriksen over this from a very decent position, about 19 yards out, very central. The difficulty will be getting it up and back down again. Eriksen to strike. Hits straight at the wall as it comes back out now. Højbjerg to deliver across. But the sheer verve and pace of that cross beat everybody in there. Comes to nothing. Yeah, the free kick couldn't get it up. So he couldn't there. Christian Eriksen couldn't get it over the wall. Ended up just hitting the wall in the midriff area there. Not one of his best. Certainly not one of his memorable ones anyway. It won't be remembered. Vestergaard. And bouncing into the air, that one, as Mæhle flicks forward. Germany trying to play through the lines. That was beautiful one-touch football. As it comes out here on the left to Rom. Fizz it across. Heavy touch by Gundogan. Finds its way to Musiala as he tried to go for the 1-2 there. Jamal Musiala with his captain, but Gundogan wasn't eyeing that one up. And it ends up being cleared by Kasper Schmeichel for a throw-in. Andrik to Rom. Robert Andrik. 13 minutes of the first half to go. Still 0-0 between Germany and Denmark, and ultimately Germany's dominance in the game has kind of dwindled. Denmark have probably been the better of the two sides the last 10 minutes. Here comes Eriksen, plays it into the path of Højlund. A lot of bodies to get through. Højlund tried to cross it, blocked pretty simply, and that's now sent Germany on the counter. Here comes Sane. Steps across Højbjerg. Goes again. And Sane had nowhere to go there. He was surrounded. And Delaney picked it up, but could only clear it out for a Germany throw. Maybe a bit greedy there. Leroy Sane just had to pass that off. He'd Kai Havertz to his right. Musiala through the middle. And an option as well to his left. He certainly got options on to pass it off there, Sane. Here comes Gundogan. Down the right hand side, maybe a bit narrow to find Joshua Kimmich as it's intercepted by Mæhle. Delaney. Mæhle. Again, that ball down the line, but Thomas Delaney couldn't get anywhere near that one. Well, Denmark certainly had to kind of surf the wave of a difficult period in the early moments, for want of a better phrase for it, but a difficult moment. And we have proper stormy weather in Dortmund this evening, thunder and lightning. Germany will hope they can get back to thundering the Danish defence. Here they come again. Kroos finds Sane. Now Havertz just overstepped it. Decent again from Germany. Those intricate passes, those cute little between the lines link-ups. It's where they're getting the edge at the moment when they come forward, but Denmark defending resolutely. Andrik, nice ball round the corner. Nice 1-2. Here comes Havertz. Into the box he goes. There's lots of bodies in there, but it was Eriksson that got there, and Mela who clears the ball. Proper thunder. Could be heard above the stadium. And the referee is going to have to take the players off the field, I believe, because we've just seen a flash of lightning. And the referee, I think, is not going to take a risk here. I don't know what happens with the protocol here. The players are coming off the field to play. Just as a precaution. Very dangerous, of course, playing in thunder and lightning. These difficult situations, so the game will be paused for the moment. So a slight weather interruption. We've just come to the sidelines for the moment. And the referee is certainly not going to take any sort of unnecessary risks. Well, let's just get a... Let's see if we can get a meteorologist in. A weatherman, weatherwoman. We might need one. Tell us what's happening. At the moment, from what I can see from the forecast, isolated thunderstorms is the forecast. I never thought I'd be reading out a Dortmund weather forecast at this time during a game, but there we are. 23 degrees, and there is extreme weather warnings, thunderstorm warnings, with conditions expected to continue until 1 o'clock local time in the early hours of the morning. So initially it was believed that these thunderstorms would not come to a bit later this evening, but they've been kind of unpredictable, shall we say, and have come a lot earlier than expected. So the players off the field at the moment. The clock will still run. We will see what the referee will do. There is an interruption, so we will continue at a certain point, and we'll tell you that point as and when we have it. I've actually done one of these before, where there's been a weather interruption. We had a full hour delay to a game once, a Scotland game, actually at Hampden Park. And of course, you know, it was crazy. They had the brushes on to clear the water from the pitch, and that was a delay. We didn't even actually know that we were going to get off that night. I think that was a European qualifier. That wasn't too long ago. But it's certainly not good conditions in Dortmund tonight. And of course the referee will have to kind of delegate with his team and the UEFA officials, and to see what the best course of action will be here. Was another flash of lightning there a moment or two ago, so I don't actually know what the weather, the protocol is. I have no idea what a protocol would be in this situation. Would you wait and replay the game at another time? But this is a tournament. We don't have much time. These games are filled in, and if they don't go to plan, then it can really be a massive disruption. But yeah, the game at this moment in time has been suspended. That is what I'm being told. So the game has been suspended for the moment, and the players will be taken inside. So the players will go to the dressing rooms, and the game at this moment has been suspended due to the weather conditions, which is not particularly great. And of course we will wait to see what the details will be, what will happen, and what will go on from now. UEFA will give an update. But this is weather at this moment in time that the officials feel is too dangerous and too risky to play in. And at this moment in time, they have been taken into the dressing rooms at the moment. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We will await details from UEFA, but we will continue to deliver coverage here. You know, if you're in the UK, it's not an uncommon that weather comes into the situation, but you never know. That's the way it goes. And of course, we will stay with you, so we will continue our coverage here on LFS right the way through here this afternoon and this evening. But that is going to be a disruption for the players, and we'll analyse that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to do some ads, and we'll be back for the roundup, as the game has been suspended in Dortmund. An unusual situation, but that is football at times. Euro 2024 continues in just a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live here in LFS. An unusual situation ongoing in Dortmund this evening. The match has just been suspended a few moments ago by referee Michael Oliver due to adverse weather conditions. Of course, the rain is still very much continuing in Dortmund, and of course it's not expected to conclude until late into the night. So if it does continue, we'll wait and see what the refereeing team and the UEFA officials decide, but at the moment it doesn't look like these conditions are going to ease any soon. But we will of course update you if anything changes. Of course, UEFA will give us the details, but it is some scary situations, and we will try and get some further details to you as soon as we can. But we did have an interesting moment in the game early on. When Germany actually scored, they put the ball in the net. They scored. They thought they took the lead, of course. On field, the referee gave the foul. Joshua Kimmich putting a block in and deemed to have committed a foul, which impacted the play and allowed Nico Schlotterbeck to win the ball and to get the header. But ultimately, I thought that was very harsh. I thought that was very disappointing on that front. I'm just hearing from a referee analyst to see what the situation is. Do apologise. Well, certainly at the moment, it's not looking good. Of course, the UEFA officials will have the details. We'll actually get an image that we've just retrieved of the moment that there was a lightning strike that we do have for you. If we can get that image on your screen, that would be fantastic. Of course, we can't have it full screen because that would be not allowed. But this is the image of the moment that a lightning strike happened, about at the exact moment, 34 minutes and 56 seconds. And that was the lightning strike that the referee had to postpone the game due to in that moment. And of course we will We will see what the officials will have to say and what the details will be, because the rain is pelting down here in Dortmund. Some waterfalls inside the stadium. We saw that a few games ago here at Signal Iduna Park a while ago. We are just trying to keep you up to date with everything that's going on here this evening. That is the latest image that we have into us, that we have received of that moment of a lightning strike, which of course, as due to protocol, the referee, because there is a lightning strike, has to take the players off the field of play for safety reasons due to adverse weather conditions, because it's deemed to be too unsafe to play in those types of conditions, and therefore the game has to be suspended at least momentarily to assess the situation and to see what will happen in due course. Of course, if this game does get postponed, as I said, there's not much time to reschedule. It's a difficult situation. It's a difficult kind of balance to find. I mean, where are you going to fit the game in? We have 2 games a day for the next 4 days. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Same on Monday and same on Tuesday. You have a 2-day break in between, but you don't want to be getting these 2 sets of players back involved in a few days' time and then possibly upset if when either one of them goes through. They're set up for the quarterfinals, which start next Friday. So the schedule is very tight, and if there was to be complete kind of conjecture, I have no idea, I have no indications about what could happen, but the one thing that I would be saying is you would have to get it played over the next 3 days amongst the rest of the games in the tournament, in terms of amongst the other round of 16 games. Well, of course, we will wait and see. We are waiting an update from UEFA or any details to be released, but at the moment the game has been suspended, just to reiterate that, after adverse weather conditions is the official statement. That is the detail that UEFA have released, and that is why referee Michael Oliver has taken the players off the field. At the moment, they're in the dressing rooms, and they will be receiving information, the delegations from both countries, but we will await and see. The fans at the moment are getting the brunt of this rain, and we do hope that they are trying to get cover, but the Danish fans are certainly enjoying themselves, making the most of this rain. Just keep an eye on the fans there. So, at the moment, the game has been suspended. We have no update on that, whether UEFA will inform us, but apparently official protocol is that there is a 30-minute wait time to see if the weather improves or it deteriorates to make a further decision. But we will await and see what is happening. At the moment, we have no update, we have no details. All that we know is the game has been suspended for the moment due to adverse weather conditions, and as soon as we have an update, as soon as we get any further details, we will of course bring them to you. But it's waterfall type material here. It's kind of really heavy rain. Fans trying to make the most of it. I'm sure a few of them will have a bit of a sniffle in the morning. And from what we can tell, from what I'm being told, is that the rain is easing a bit. That is the details that I'm being told at this moment. So we will wait to see further update from UEFA. At the moment, this game has been suspended. I will keep reiterating that detail due to those adverse weather conditions. There was a lightning strike spotted, as you can see on your screen, that image that we can show you of that moment that the lightning strike happened. We're going to take that image down in a moment due to, of course, can't hold that up all night, but we will bring it back up a bit later on. But at the moment, that is the way we stand with this game. Very unprecedented situation. I was talking about how I noticed this in this happened in a Scotland game where we had a long delay. This is before that game got underway. About 17 minutes played in that game, and Of course, that was delayed for a full hour. They didn't get back underway till well after 9 o'clock at night. The kickoff was 7:45 that night, and they didn't get back underway and replaying the game till way after 9 o'clock. The game didn't end till 11 o'clock local time, or just after 11 o'clock local time, due to the delays to restarting the game. It was a really late finish that night. But unlikely indeed. Rare indeed, but we will, of course, get further details. UEFA Euro 2024 official X account has just released details to fully inform us of the situation. That was just posted 1 minute ago, and I can tell you now, I can read it to you. Due to adverse weather conditions, thunderstorms and heavy rain, in brackets, in Dortmund, it has been decided to suspend the UEFA Euro 2024 round of 16 match between Germany and Denmark. So that is what we are receiving at the moment. However, UEFA will make an announcement on the resumption of the match in due course. So, from that statement alone, UEFA are expecting, maybe a bit of speculation here, that they're expecting this to ease, to pass, and expecting the situation to improve, and therefore the game to restart. There is no indication at this moment in time from UEFA that the game will not be able to continue to be played. At this moment in time, the indication is that the game is, the situation is improving, but we're still awaiting the official details. But that was just the official confirmation from UEFA that the game has been momentarily suspended due to the adverse weather conditions, to clear up any confusion or any kind of confusion about the situation. But we have seen some adverse weather here already in Germany, of course. During this tournament, we've already seen quite a lot of hot weather. We've seen drinks breaks in this tournament, over 29-degree weather, almost hitting 30 degrees at times in some games, and in other games we've seen complete lashing rain, torrential rain at times, in games, very heavy rain that has really upset the apple cart of a summer tournament. But we have seen some adverse weather already through this tournament. It's very inconsistent, but this is something, as I said, is very unprecedented, that we haven't seen in modern times, in a long time, at these types of situations. But it's not rain that has kind of suspended this game. It is the lightning, thunder and lightning. Those thunderstorms are what is the problem at the moment. That is deemed to be a safety issue for the players. Fully understandable that you can't play on a pitch with lightning and thunder like that. That is very dangerous. Right. We're just getting pictures of Michael Oliver in the tunnel, talking to the UEFA officials, and I think he might get representatives from both camps, the Germany camp and the Denmark camp, to just have a chat now about what's going to happen. So we might get an update in the next few moments as to what will happen. At the moment, we're still waiting in limbo. We're still waiting to see what will happen with this game. We've been suspended about 10-15 minutes now, since the 36th minute of the game. Referee Michael Oliver blew the whistle, paused the game, suspended the game temporarily until we got further details, of course, and took the players off for a safety concern. So we will, of course, update you when UEFA have an update, when we have an official update on the situation. But at the moment, UEFA have confirmed that the game was suspended due to adverse weather conditions, and they will make an announcement on the resumption of the match in due course. So, do stay with us here on LFS as we do bring you the live updates, the live details of this game. It's an unprecedented situation, it's an uncommon situation, it's a very rare situation, but that is what football can be sometimes. Rare, unprecedented, and very unlikely things to happen, but that is what happens at times. For the moment, we're going to step away from this game for the very second and reflect on what happened a bit earlier on. Switzerland caused a big shock in the round of 16 to get us underway a bit earlier on after beating Italy, the reigning champions of Europe, by 2-0 earlier this afternoon in Berlin. A very good performance. Italy were well under par, really poor, not up to the level whatsoever to get anywhere near Switzerland. And 2 good goals in the end. The first goal, really nicely worked by Remo Freuler. Switzerland were really struggling to find their clinical edge, their finishing ability, those last passes, those last touches, really letting them down in the final third in the first half of that game. A bit early on, they finally got it working together. And I was saying, there's a warning here for Italy. If Switzerland can conjure up these chances and really get kind of intricate play right and get their final touch right, they can carve them open here. And they did. That's where their first goal came from. Really nice intricate football. The ball squared across to Remo Freuler. No one marking him, making that run into the box. And he charged in, took the strike, took a deflection off Donnarumma and into the back of the net to give Switzerland the lead. They then doubled the lead, Switzerland's, in the second half. Literally seconds into the second half. They got off to a really good start. Italy gave the ball away from kickoff. Switzerland came forward, really commanded, got into the final third. Again, no one marking, no one tracking, no one following runners. And Ruben Vargas, edge of the box, curled one into the top right corner. Really beautiful goal from Ruben Vargas to double the Swiss lead. But Italy probably had the better of it the last 20-25 minutes without really creating major goal-scoring chances. They hit the woodwork twice. One from Fabian Schär that actually hit his own post that almost scored an own goal. Fabian Schär, we've already seen quite a number of own goals in this tournament. And then the other one came from Gianluca Scamacca. He hit the post as well in that game, so which saw the European champions be knocked out. Again, we saw the World Cup champions be knocked out in the Euro 2020 round of 16. France in that one. And we have, we believe, details of what is happening. So we have ridden that storm, pardon the pun, but we will, of course, keep you up to date with the very, very latest. UEFA are yet to make a statement, but one good thing is the players are back out on the field of play. That is exactly what you want to see. Players warming up again, ready to, we're expecting, ready to get back underway. The players doing a quick 5-minute warm-up, and then we should, I'm expecting, be back underway. But further details to come. Do stay with us here in LFS. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be ready, hopefully, for the restart of this round of 16 tie between Germany and Denmark. On the way in a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Euro 2024 Live, and I think we're going to get back underway here. There we are. The referee, the warm-ups have concluded. The referee's got the ball. He's got a coin as well. And actually, he doesn't have a coin. Why would he have a coin? We're almost ready to restart then. And we will get back on the way. We don't have a specific exact clock time at this moment in time, so we will get that detail to you very, very shortly. I'm hearing that it was around 55 or 35. I'm hearing about 10 minutes, but we're back on the way. There we are. We're going again in Dortmund, and we do have about 10 minutes to go because the clock has just come up from UEFA, and it's about 35 minutes and 7 seconds. So we're about 10 minutes to go of the first half then. And a very strange, very, very strange moments, but that's football at times. And we've about 10 minutes of this first half to go, and then of course the whole of the second half. And hopefully we're back on the way till finish now, which usually isn't a concern, but with these weather conditions it would cause a worry. Although luckily the rain has eased and we should be okay to continue. Here's Watchalong. Rudiger pops it up forward, given away again. Denmark to Müller. Eriksson closed down again. Watchalong to intercept, and now Gundogan can get Germany coming forward. Charged down there by Højlund, who was tracking back, but he will give away the free kick. Rasmus Højlund not agreeing with the referee's decision, but Ilkay Gundogan duly taking the corner or the free kick out of that one, and he will get the free kick. Germany. I have to say, just before the interruption, Denmark were probably the better of the two sides. They were pushing towards getting good chances. Here's Rom. Delivers one into the box. The header! Great save by Schmeichel from Havertz's header. Back out it comes. Watchalong delivers into the box. Another header! The wrong side of the post by Leroy Sané. The delivery delivered in, and that's a decent effort again there by Germany. Two very good headers. One on target, one off target, but they've started well from the restart here, the hosts. Vestergaard. 8 minutes of the half to go. As the ball comes back from Skov back to Andersen. Now Vestergaard to Højbjerg. Now Christensen. Müller lifted into the middle as Højlund links up well. Müller again. Down the line it goes. Chance for Delaney to look forward, and the ball crossed in. Goes all the way through and into Manuel Neuer's hands. I have to say, you maybe were expecting a late night for extra time and penalties, but certainly not for weather conditions. But it's definitely set me off my track. I'm certainly not in sync, but unprecedented moments in European football. Here's Watchalong. Down the line it goes to Sané, but Delaney has it covered, although just overstepping the mark there. Delaney took a heavy touch. It will be a German corner. Did the work to battle back against Leroy Sané, but heavy touch let him down. This is a wonder of a cross off the left hand side, and that's fantastic from Kai Havertz, and had to be just scooped away that time by Schmeichel to save. Will be another corner. Toni Kroos to take. Fizzed across by Kroos. Too much on that one. It's all the way through as Delaney battling with Schlotterbeck, and Nico Schlotterbeck will get the free kick here. I thought that would have been a Denmark throw. Looked like Schlotterbeck come clattering in on Delaney there. And German centre-back gets the free kick there. A lot of defending for Denmark to do since the restart. Toni Kroos will take another set piece. Lifted into the box, back post. Up in the air it goes, still alive. Havertz tried to head it down. It's hooked away there by Denmark. Away from their own box as Germany will get the throw. The referee's just going to give out a yellow card here to someone. I think it's the Danish head coach. It is. It's Kasper Hjulmand that's got the yellow card. There we are. Kasper Hjulmand, the Danish head coach, is the one booked. Well, the side struggled at the very start of the match. Germany come out with a lot of energy, a lot of dominance, a lot of control on the ball, and Denmark struggled to get into the game, into the rhythm of it. They grew into the game as it went on, and were having their best spell before the stoppage for the weather conditions. But since the restart, they've again struggled to get going. Germany probably started the better, although have a chance forward here. Maybe that stoppage just upset both sides. Here comes Skov Olsen, played in between the lines, and the cutback from Ba is blocked there, although gets caught in the box. Does Schlotterbeck and doesn't pay the price as Højlund misses the target. But again, Germany looked a bit wayward there. Skov Olsen, nice ball in behind, finds Ba. Ba tries to cross it, and Schlotterbeck just drifting in his own box, loses the way of the ball, and Højlund there to snatch on it. Tries to sneak it in the near post, but hits the side netting. Probably should go across goal there, Højlund, but getting a bit nervous there, Germany. Got away with one there. Nico Schlotterbeck very slow in his own box, just dithering on the ball. Sane. Good touch. Takes it down and spreads it to Kroos. Now Rom down the left hand side finds Musiala. He tried to put the afterburners on, but Alexander Ba just nicked the ball away from him. Put it out for the throw. Kroos. Andrik. Rom. Back to Schlotterbeck, who knocks it forward. Havertz trying to come deeper to help with possession, but given away as Højlund tries to head it forward for his captain, but, or not his captain, sorry, his senior in Christian Eriksen. Both club teammates, of course, Christian Eriksen and Rasmus Højlund. Both Manchester United players. Here's Kai Havertz up against Christensen. Christensen was beaten for pace there, but Havertz was beaten for pace by the ball there, as he just kicked it, overhit the ball, and was always going behind for a goal kick. 2 minutes of the first half to go here in Dortmund. First half will come to an end very, very late, of course, due to that stoppage for the adverse weather conditions. I will quickly put up that image at half time to show you why the game was paused halfway through the first half. Kroos, nice touch by Musiala, but again had no pass off, but he will get the free kick there for a slight clip. He took the touch and Ba stepping in just clipped him. He lost his balance there, Musiala. Germany get another free kick. Comes through the middle as Sané tried to squeeze it through to Havertz. Closed down again on Gundogan. Again, Denmark struggling to get out on that occasion when they cleared. Andrik. Strong end of the half here for Germany. Kroos. Still no breakthrough in the scoreline between the two. Despite Nico Schlotterbeck thinking he'd put his side ahead. Rom. Back to Schlotterbeck. Musiala trying to slalom his way through there. It's closed off. He has to go back to Schlotterbeck again. Infield to Kroos. Musiala. Misplaced pass there from Musiala. Nice Skov Olsen. Eriksson, that's wonderfully weighted ball. Here's Thomas Delaney breaking through. Plays it round the corner. Højlund! That was a massive touch by Neuer. That just did enough to keep it away from his own net. Rudiger's gone down after all that. But that was wonderfully created, that move by Denmark. A poor pass by Musiala in the middle. Gives the ball away, squares it across. Given away. Delaney played it through. Across to Skov, who played it across to Eriksson. And Delaney continued his run through the middle. Come charging through. Squared it across to Højlund. Kind of collided with Rudiger after he'd made the pass there, Delaney. And then Højlund just tried to go over the keeper. But massive touch by Neuer. As the 45 minutes have surpassed, we'll see how long's added on. Of course. Bit unusual. The ball will be switched across to Skov. One added minute we've had, so that will come to an end in a moment as the ball crossed in. Into the air it's still, and Neuer will use his calm, cool hands to catch that ball against Thomas Delaney. Went up in the air. Andrik was in there as well. A good gathering from Manuel Neuer. That is the end of the first half, officially. The first 45 have been completed. A stoppage in between for our Jews. D-U-E-S. And that is where we leave the first half. Germany and Denmark. Nothing to separate them in this moment in time. It was a stoppage for adverse weather. And it's been a goalless first half in Dortmund. We'll be back for analysis on the way in just a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live on LFS. It is half-time between Germany and Denmark. A very disrupted first half, of course, due to that weather stoppage that we had after just 35 minutes. We concluded the first half for the last 10 minutes to bring us to a break. We will have a 15-minute break as always, and the second half will get underway very shortly. It's going to be a bit strange in analysing the first half because you're going to have to analyse it in two halves in a sense. Before the interruption, Germany had started the better of the two sides. They thought they'd taken the lead, of course, in the game. Nico Schlotterbeck's header disallowed for a foul in the build-up by the officials on the field. VAR concluded that it was the correct decision and there was no further investigation needed. Then the Germany consistently were creating more and more chances, but it got to a point where Denmark were growing into the game, and when they were clearing the ball they were starting to break things up, and Germany just weren't having that dominance that they did in the early moments. It actually turned out that Denmark, before the kind of weather stoppage, they were the better side for about a good 10 minutes. They were starting to create chances and probably had the better of the chances. Ultimately, in that in the final 10 minutes of that first 35, they were probably the better of the two teams on that front in those moments, but really couldn't find the finish. Then we of course had the weather stoppage, which, I mean, delayed us for a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so, due to see what the weather would be doing. It had improved, and of course we will show you that image of why the game was stopped. Of course, due to a lightning strike, as you can see there on your screen just above the stand there, that lightning strike, which of course due to protocols the referee does have to take the players off the field of play if that situation does occur, that there is a flash of lightning due to safety issues. Therefore, it's deemed an unsafe an unplayable surface due to those unsafe conditions. So therefore, the referee had to take the players off the field of play momentarily. Of course, there's a UEFA official, and all the details from UEFA would be talking with the referee and the refereeing team and the players and the delegations of both countries to figure out what will be happening. Of course, we had that long delay about weather conditions. No sooner than we were reading out a statement from UEFA to say that the game was suspended due to adverse weather, and about 5-10 minutes later, I read that statement out. We went to a break and we came back, and the players were out warming up again, so they clearly felt that there was an improvement in the conditions and they could get back to playing football. Of course, and we did get underway obviously about 10-13 minutes ago, 10 to 15 minutes ago, just after 9 o'clock UK time, 10 o'clock local time. We got back underway, and it was a very disjointed start to that last 10 minutes of the first half, where we ended up having a moment, Nico Schlotterbeck in his own box, where he was a bit dithering on the ball. He got a bit lost the ball, and almost conceded a very big chance to Rasmus Højlund, but ultimately nothing coming of that. Not really much to talk about after the disruption, after we got back on the way. It was, as I said, a bit disjointed, a bit kind of unnerved. Neither side really went for it in that moment, and we kind of, Germany started to create a bit more, started to get back on the ball a bit more, but ultimately we will see, of course, what happens in the second half. But ultimately, very little between the sides overall in that first half, and probably 0-0, a deserved scoreline at the break. But it is, of course, as I said, hard to tell because of that disruption that we had halfway through the first half. So the second half is not long away. Just to confirm for you, earlier on we saw Switzerland beat Italy by 2-0, and at the moment, let's just show you the live the bracket. Of course, it hasn't been updated yet to say that Switzerland are through, but that is the details that we have at the moment. So Switzerland are in that bottom right column, apologies, and they will be in the bottom of those four boxes that are with the white marks and the red arrows at the moment, down that bottom right corner where Switzerland play Italy. Switzerland will go through there, and they will face either England or Slovakia in the quarter-finals. Of course, England winners of Group C, Slovakia third place team in Group E. Of course, we'll watch them tomorrow at 5. We'll get more details on that for you a bit later on, but that's the case. Germany or Denmark, the winner of this tie, will play either Spain or Georgia in the quarter-finals, and Spain and Georgia we will also watch tomorrow, so we will know our first two quarter-final matchups by the end of tomorrow. Then on Monday we have action for you from France and Belgium at bottom left of your screen. France take on Belgium, the highest ranked side in Europe. France take on the second highest ranked side in Europe, Belgium. 5 o'clock on Monday. 8 o'clock on Monday we have Portugal against Slovenia, so we'll know that matchup for that quarter final by the end of Monday. Portugal and Slovenia battling it out there, and France and Belgium also on Monday. And then on Tuesday, top right of your screen, we will watch Romania-Netherlands at 5 before we watch Austria-Turkey from 8. But at the moment, you would say, with Italy going out, England and Denmark, England and Netherlands, feel that they're probably the two sides that are the favourites to get to the final in their respective side of the draw, because we look at the level of opposition, no disrespect to any team in the round of 16, of course, but with Switzerland certainly doing a number over Italy earlier on, Switzerland will fancy their chances as well, but England high-ranked side, one of the highest-ranked sides in the world at this moment in time. Gareth Southgate's England's ranked 5th in the world at this moment. Netherlands ranked 7th in the world. So two of the highest-ranked European sides in world football are on that so-called easier side of the draw. Of course, Spain, Germany, Portugal, France, Belgium, Denmark on this difficult side of the draw is not easy for anyone or any of the opponents in that side, and that is certainly the tougher run to the final. But every game is going to be difficult. Every game is going to be hard for every single team, and I don't think it'll be a walk in the park for any of the sides. As we've seen from this tournament, the story of this tournament has been every single side, all 24 teams, have given a very good account of themselves. The 8 that went out at the group stages and the 8 that will go out in this. So far, every single team has delivered, has offered a very good account of themselves, and no one has been embarrassed at this this tournament so far. And that's what we want to see. We want to see progression in European football. I mean, the lowest ranked side in the competition we'll watch tomorrow in Georgia don't look poor. They look a very strong side, very resolute side, and very kind of confident in their own ability. And they dispatched Portugal in that final group game. So no one is kind of a cut below the rest. No one is not capable of beating anyone in this competition. And that is what makes it so good. The champion's gone. It's anybody's for the fight. We will have a different name on the trophy, a different set of ribbons, a different kind of country to call European champions after this one. That is what we know so far, having watched one game. And only halfway through our second game, we're no closer to knowing which one of these two teams between Germany and Denmark will be joining Switzerland in the quarterfinals. We will wait and see. Germany have had chances, Denmark have had chances, but neither side have been able to find the back of the net yet. And just a quick talk to you about this. We will have every single game for you right up until the final. All eight round of 16 games. We've already watched one. We're watching another right now. We'll have all 8 round of 16 games, all 4 quarterfinals, both semi-finals, and the live final on Sunday, July the 14th from the Olympic Stadium in Berlin. Right, the second half between Germany and Denmark, hopefully not a disrupted second half, is on the way in just a couple of minutes. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Euro 2024 Live. The second half from Dortmund is on the way in just a moment between Germany and Denmark, where it is goalless at the minute. And these two sides not looking any closer to a quarter-final. They've 45 minutes ahead of them to try and conjure up a winner or even more out of this, and a long way to go yet before anything is decided in this game. And of course we had this very disjointed first half. Of course, let's hope for a kind of stoppage-free second half, of course, and hopefully we can get to a close. Of course, extra time and penalties if the game ends in a draw after 90 minutes, of course, as is customary in the international tournament stage. Signal Iduna Park, the venue tonight for this, as the hosts take on the 1992 champions. Almost ready to get back underway. The UEFA official just doing some final checks with the referee. And the referee, I think, is just going to have a chat with both captains for the moment. So we do have a delayed start to the second half. I mean, it's not that it hasn't been on theme tonight. After that delayed first half moment, Kasper Schmeichel and Ilkay Gundogan just talking to referee Michael Oliver. And I think there is a talk about weather. And I don't think it's good news about weather. I don't think they're having a chat about the sunny weather and the sunbathing they're going to be doing over the next few days. I think hopefully that bad weather stays away and we don't get any more of those kind of lightning strikes anytime soon. But of course the referee does have to take precaution, and the referee is okay for us to continue. So we will get the second half underway in a moment or two. Let's hope we don't kind of curse the situation and we do get an undisrupted second half where we can watch just football and not be weather forecasters for this one, as we get back underway. Denmark get us going. Nothing between the two sides after the first half, and it all comes down to the second half. Can they split the sides over the next 45 minutes? Germany, the hosts, don't want to be knocked out at this stage. Said haven't got to a quarter-finals in the last 3 international tournaments. Knocked out at the group stage of both of their last 2 World Cup campaigns, and knocked out at the round of 16 at the last Euros by England, the eventual finalists at Euro 2020. So looking to buck that trend tonight, the hosts. They've got home nation, they've got home support behind them. So far it's the weather that's playing a bigger part to this one than anybody else. It's made up quite a disrupted atmosphere. It's not been, since that disruption, quite as it was early on. It was very noisy inside Signal Iduna Park, of course. And we'll see, of course, as Germany tried to play that ball forward. Joshua Kimmich had his ball intercepted. Højlund, who had a better impact towards the end of that first half for Denmark, was really struggling to get on the ball in the first 35 minutes, but had a much better performance after the restart. Maybe got a bit of tactical information from his head coach while they were in the tunnel. It was a very good bit of defending from Antonio Rudiger there a moment or two ago. Denmark will get the throw in here. Denmark haven't been the most threatening of teams at this tournament so far. Scored only 2 goals, both coming in their respective 1-1 draws on match day 1 and match day 2. I mean, the first goal of the tournament was an absolute cracker from Christian Eriksen. I mean, the combination play was fabulous from Denmark for that goal against Slovenia. And then the other one, an absolute wonder of a strike from Morten Hjulmand to level things against England in that second group game for Denmark. So they have a free kick here. Eriksen to fizz one in. Vestergaard will keep it alive. Skov Olsen cuts it back. Højbjerg with a delivery. Into the box. Still not away. It's in. And it is Joachim Andersen. Germany could not clear their lines. And Denmark take advantage. The hosts are behind on home soil. And it's the Danes that are at it again. Denmark have taken the lead in Dortmund. VAR is checking, of course. But it's a flick to the back post. They keep it alive. Germany just failed to get it clear. And it might be a tight offside call. Unless it comes off Thomas Delaney, which it does. I think maybe Andersen might be okay here. It was offside from the initial pass. There's a lot for VAR to check here. We've already had a goal disallowed. With Germany scored and had it in the net. And now Denmark's turn to wait patiently. Michael Oliver waiting for further instruction from his VAR, the video assistant referee in his ear, Stuart Atwell. An all English officiating team here tonight for this one. Joachim Andersen confident that he's onside. I feel that he's onside. But it's all about what VAR think on whether he was onside. And we will see. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close. But isn't everything? And the decision is no goal. Offside is the decision. We've celebrated twice. A goal apiece. And neither of them have counted. We'll have to see the replay, but he must have been offside, Joachim Andersen. Goodness me. Certainly not a crazy game. Surely not. Weather disruptions, 2 disallowed goals. I mean, what's next? Here come Germany. Oh, and just half cleared, not still away as Ron tries to deliver. Lots of German players flooding the box. Here's Havertz round the corner to Ulrich. Ulrich with a shot was always curling wide from the German midfielder. The game's turned into chaos. Certain chaos here in Dortmund. Well, of course, you get those visualizations of the offside, and got a fail for Joachim Andersen. It's a big moment. And they're checking for a possible penalty now. There's a penalty check. This game is absolute chaos. What's going on? The referee's going to the screen now. I mean, what? I've no idea what's going on here. There's a VAR check for a possible penalty, and Michael Oliver, the referee's been sent to the screen. Are we playing in fast forward or something? What's going on? See this again? What are they checking? Oh, there is a ball into the box there. And it does hit the arm of Andersen. It's outstretched. Oh. Does it hit? It's very close. It looks like it just clips the top of his hand. And the decision is a penalty. Handball. And Joachim Andersen, who thought he'd given Denmark the lead after his goal was disallowed for offside, is now just conceded a penalty for handball. It is a foul. It is handball. No doubt about it. Chance for Germany. Goodness me. This might go down as one of the most chaotic and crazy games at the Euros in recent history. Stop, start, VAR drama, weather drama. I asked what's next. Well, this is what's next. A German penalty. Kai Havertz scored from the spot against Scotland on match day 1. That gave Germany a 3-0 lead on that night. Can he give Germany the lead here in Dortmund? This is a huge moment. Kai Havertz against Kasper Schmeichel to give Germany the lead. The whistle goes. Havertz to step up. And it scores! Into the bottom right corner. Wonderfully taken penalty. And that one will stand. Eventually, third time lucky after both sides had a goal disallowed. It is eventually one that stands. And it's from the spot. Coolly taken by Kai Havertz, who has given Germany the lead. Nicely taken penalty. The keeper dived the right way, but it was just too far into the corner for Kasper Schmeichel to reach. And that was a wonderfully taken penalty by Kai Havertz. Just sneaking in the inside of the left or the right post and giving Germany the lead. Germany 1, Denmark 0. There we are. Germany lead from the penalty spot. Kai Havertz. But that is exactly what Germany wants. Certainly not what Denmark want. And we've just seen the visualization of that offside. It was Thomas Delaney that was offside. And then he passed the ball off to Anderson, who finished. So there was an offside foul in the build-up. I knew it wasn't Anderson that was offside. I got that correct. Nonetheless, both sides had a goal disallowed, and now Germany find the nets from the spot. And it's in their hands now. It's Denmark that need to respond to going 1-0 down. They already have done in this tournament. They went 1-0 down to England in their game before that wonder of a strike from Morten Hjulmand levelled the game. Ultimately, that was the final scoreline. If the same were to happen tonight, that this game was to end 1-1 or a draw of any kind, we would head to extra time and possibly penalties if necessary to decide a winner, which we have seen on multiple occasions before at these stages of the competition, where it does get tight. Sides don't have very much between them, and it could be anybody's game. And there's a long way to go in this second half before anything's decided. But Kai Havertz's penalty gives Germany that ever so sweetly needed lead, that so desperately desired lead that both sides could have felt previously in the game. Ba took the throw in. Oh, and a collision there between Alexander Ba and Robert Andrich, and the German has come off the worst, and I think he's going to get a yellow card there. It's Alexander Ba. He is. Well, the referee actually. It's a clash of heads. Why is he given a yellow card? The referee has booked Alexander Ba here. I've just seen the replay. It's a clash of heads. What's he giving a yellow card for a clash of heads for? Oh, this game is crazy. We've just seen a yellow card given for a clash of heads. Robert Andrich is just receiving treatment at the moment. So there is a stoppage in play. I mean, it's not that it's been uncommon in this game so far. Seeing this again. Just seeing that goal that was disallowed from Joachim Andersen. A bittersweet moment. And then ultimately, a few minutes later, looking quite bemused as the referee pointed to the spot for a penalty. It is a penalty, his arm was outstretched and should have been where it was. And it's a handball. No doubt about that decision, but the referee got an earful there from the Danish centre-back a bit earlier on. As we're back on the way then, Andrik is up and is okay to continue, which is certainly the most important thing. Why Alexander Ball was given a yellow card, I'm unsure. It looked like a clash of heads to me, but nonetheless, Denmark will get a free kick here now. Andres Christensen, sorry, colliding with Jamal Musiala, who hasn't had much major involvement in the game. Jamal Musiala so far. I haven't seen much of Leroy Sané since that weather stoppage. He was fantastic in those early first 25 minutes. Not seen as much of him. That's wonderful from Kai Havertz. What a drag. Here he comes again. Oh, and it's wide. That is a wonderful moment for Kai Havertz that ends in a terrible way. That was fabulous football from Germany. Through the lines, and Kai Havertz just dragged the ball forward. That was wonderful. Just guided it through the two centre-backs there of Andersen and Vestergaard. That is fabulous. All it needed was to nestle into the corner of the net for 2-0, but it goes the wrong side of the post and behind for a goal kick. And now that one of the assistant coaches for Germany has been booked, this game really is nonsensical. I mean, one of the UEFA officials on that side is just having a word with the assistant coach of Germany, but whatever that was about, that was a wonderful move by Havertz. Ultimately, lacked the finish. That could have been a huge moment for Germany to take a 2-goal lead in very quick succession. Penalty was only scored a few minutes ago. Sané there was just pulled back. Another yellow card's coming out. The referee's got very handsy with that yellow card. Might have a bet on. Who knows? Joachim Müller is the one that's been booked, and he will miss a possible quarter-final tie if he was. If Denmark were to progress, he would not be involved, Joachim Müller, because that is a yellow card that gets him a suspension. So, another harsh yellow card, but Michael Oliver deeming it necessary. As Toni Kroos ready to take this free kick for Germany. Delivers deep into the box, back post. Headed clear, or half clear at least, by Ba. And Rudiger will let that one run for the throw-in. 30 to go in Dortmund, plus additional time. Germany 1, Denmark 0. Kai Havertz's penalty the difference. After both sides had a goal disallowed by VAR, either side of the half. Rudiger. Joshua Kimmich to Leroy Sané. Back to Kimmich. No forward passes on, has to go back to Schlotterbeck. Kimmich caught in possession, just about did enough to recover that. That was wonderful from Joshua Kimmich, given away by Sané. As Eriksen delivered it off to Mela. Now Eriksen trying to switch it across. Didn't quite reach its target. Well, Germany can't keep possession as Musiala gives it away, but battles back to win it back. And did everything he could there, Jamal Musiala. That ball put out for the Danish throw. But got the crowd up there, that challenge from Musiala. Julian Nagelsmann as well got a yellow card and all that drama a bit earlier on. So both coaches now have been booked. I mean, it's quite a lot of bookings in this game. Not quite the 20 that we saw between Turkey and Czechia on the final group game in Group F, but Certainly quite a number as Denmark come forward here down the right hand side. A lovely bit of work. Well closed down by Schlotterbeck against Skov Olsen there. Skov Olsen did really well to get past Rom. And Schlotterbeck came charging across to clear it out for the throw. Good defending. Anderson now. Eriksson. Stretching to hold on but lost the ball and wanted a foul there, Christian Eriksen. But the referee saw nothing wrong with it as Germany try and come up the other end. Musiala. As they charge his way through and he's eventually closed down by Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Wonderful attempt there from Musiala though. Tried to run rings around a few there. Ultimately run out of room. Vestergaard to Højlund. It's come deep. Lays it off to Højbjerg, and Højbjerg trying to find it out wide to Mæhle. Just overhit that ball to Joachim Mæhle as Germany get the throw. Sane. Now the run in behind for Kai Havertz. Can he deliver again? Kai Havertz trying to chop back, still alive, cuts it back. Sane! He's missed it. I think the flag was up anyway against Kai Havertz, but Leroy Sané didn't know that at the time. Yeah, he's offside. But my goodness, he missed the target there, Leroy Sané. And they're going to make double changes now, Germany. As their captain, Ilkay Gundogan, is going to make way. Emre Can is going to be coming on. And Niklas Füllkrug is going to be coming on as well. So Füllkrug and Can on. And Robert Andrik and Ilkay Gundogan are coming off. Emre Can, of course, another one of Germany's goal scorers at the tournament. Scored the 5th goal against Scotland on match day 1 of the group. And of course Niklas Füllkrug, as I mentioned, scored that late equaliser against Switzerland to make sure that Germany topped the group against the Swiss on match day 3. He also scored a wonderful goal, Germany's 4th goal against Scotland on match day 1 on that opening night game against Scotland. I have to say, Niklas Füllkrug has had a very good season. Club level as well. Got to the Champions League final with Borussia Dortmund. Actually scored a crucial goal in that semi-final against PSG to get Dortmund to that final. Scored it inside this stadium for his team. Dortmund winning by 1-0 against PSG that night. They won by the same scoreline in Paris as well. Ultimately faltering at Wembley in the final though, Dortmund. Füllkrug couldn't find the finish in that game. It was a great story for Dortmund to get to a Champions League final in the first place. Eriksson. Højbjerg threads it through. Here's Rasmus Højlund! And it took a slight deflection, which helped Neuer in making his save. Again, really good play in between the lines from Denmark. Good work between Eriksson and Højbjerg. Played it through nicely for Højlund. Spun his way round the defence and had the strike. Decent effort from Højlund. That's another good opportunity for Denmark, but another one gone a begging. It's more of a blast of an effort from kind of Højlund there. It's more of a hit and hope rather than a measured finish, I have to say. That's a bit much from Vestergaard, and it's given away there in the midfield. Here's Füllkrug. Back it comes for Germany. Musiala. Kroos to switch it across to Joshua Kimmich. Now to Emre Can. Toni Kroos. Through the lines, trying to find it through to Havertz. Blocked off, back to Can. Sane now, Joshua Kimmich. Emre Can. And they can certainly put those crosses in now, Germany, if they want. They've got that main man and Nicholas Füllkrug that can get on the end of those types of crosses. Not opting on that occasion. Come central does Joshua Kimmich. Schlotterbeck. Kroos. Kimmich again. Rudiger. Strong possession from Germany. Denmark still in this game though. Still only one goal separating the two teams. Rudiger has to go back to Neuer. Schlotterbeck will play the ball down the line. And the run in behind. Here's Musiala. Shoot, scores! Jamal Musiala, Germany's star boy, scores again. And he doubles the Germany lead. The hosts have doubled their lead and are in a much more comfortable position now. Denmark devastated. Germany buoyant. And Jamal Musiala, the usual suspect for the hosts. His third goal at this tournament makes him joint top scorer once again. And his impact is immense. His finishing ability is wonderful. The run in behind. Denmark had nowhere near enough pace to catch him. Breaks into the box, and the finish across goal into the far netting is wonderfully measured, beautifully taken. And Germany go 2-0 to the goods. Julian Nagelsmann runs up the touchline in celebrating. Fantastic. Jamal Musiala. Who else in this tournament for Germany? And that has given them a bit of breathing room now for the hosts. Now it's a much tougher task for Denmark to come back. There was changes, by the way, just after Germany scored that second goal. Andreas Skov and Thomas Delaney have been taken off, and Christian Norgard and Yusuf Poulsen have come on for Denmark. So some changes there for Kasper Hjulmand's side, who at the moment are not in a good position. Similar to Italy a bit earlier on, they have a 2-0 deficit to try and overcome. With 20 minutes to go, it could be a tough task for Denmark. But they've still got a long way to go in this game and a lot to still provide. How big was that chance for Rasmus Højlund a bit earlier on? As Füllkrug did the stretch for that one, and just about got it back to Schmeichel. If Højlund's chance goes in, that's 1-1, and the whole momentum and flow and dynamic of the game changes. But when you don't take your chances, you will be punished. Many times do we say it, because it's so true. It's not a coincidence. Although that's a nice ball in behind by Eriksson, but Højlund couldn't get near it, and Manuel Neuer got both hands to it to make the comfortable grab. They've still got a lot of threat, Denmark. I'm not ruling them out. They're very threatening. They are creating chances, so it's not out of the realms of possibility. They do get a goal and maybe conjure up some late action, but there's no certainty to that. Very much so. The hosts at the moment are comfortable, are controlled, and have that 2-goal advantage. That 2-goal cushion, as they say. And at the moment, if they do see this one out, Germany, the hosts, they will get to, as I said, a quarter-final for the first time since Euro 2016. 3 successive tournaments without a quarter-final appearance. Germany, 2 World Cups and a European Championships. As they come forward here again, Havertz, they're not finished scoring yet, Germany. As comes back to Chan. Kimmich. Kroos. Musiala. Emre Can now to Kai Havertz. Joshua Kimmich. Emre Can. Again, nice work to break forward. Finding it out wide to Sane. Now Joshua Kimmich again steps back infield. Cross to Toni Kroos, who will... Thought he was going to hit one there. Beats it in behind for Havertz. But the flag goes up. Kroos should have hit that one. But as I said, the winner of this one, we know, will play either Spain or Georgia in the quarterfinals. I mean, that will be some quarterfinal, Germany-Spain. That will be a cracker of a quarterfinal, but of course a long way to go until that could be a possibility. We will find out tomorrow as well. We'll have 2 more games for you tomorrow. The round of 16s continue tomorrow. 5 and 8 o'clock as Germany come forward again. Here's Sane down the right hand side. He's got bodies running forward. Back to Joshua Kimmich though. Germany not too keen to come flying forward as quickly. Kroos. Out to the left is Musiala. Back infield again. Emre Can now. Kroos. Over the top. Nice run. Musiala here. At the byline. Looking to squeeze his way through, but couldn't get past Joachim Andersen that time. As Poulsen tries to get Denmark up the field, and Schlotterbeck with a challenge. Giving away the Danish throw-in. But he celebrated like that, like a goal. Nico Schlotterbeck. And another thing about Germany, the fact that they've only kept a clean sheet in one of their games so far to this point, but they conceded an own goal against Scotland where they should have kept a clean sheet. And the game against Switzerland was a high-pressured moment. They haven't looked vulnerable in front of goal at all. Tonight, they've not been as completely solid. Denmark have had chances, as you would expect, but Germany's defence does look strong, does look commanding, confident, really kind of gritty and really solid, well worked, well trained, well coached. Here's Christian Eriksen to take this corner for Denmark. Just over 15 minutes to go. Right-footed delivery. Cleared away at the front post as Højbjerg will recycle. Back to Eriksen now. Højbjerg again. He will fizz it into the box and sailing over the head of everyone in there. Oh, it might have took a flick there, actually. Maybe off Fulkrug? It did. Did take a flick off Fulkrug there. Will be another Denmark corner. Eriksen will take once more from this left-hand side. As he just come back, Joshua Kimmich has gone to ground for some reason in the box. I mean, he was literally barged into there by Yannick Vestergaard. Fascinating. Here's Christian Eriksen to take this corner. Fizz the cross! And another headed clearance will come for another Danish corner. See, again, it comes across the front post. Andersen does flick it on. Then comes through Christensen and may come off Schlotterbeck. There. It's cleared behind. It will be another corner. Eriksen will go for it again. Fizzed in again. Cleared away again. This time by Havertz up the pitch. As Denmark will come all the way back to their keeper to recycle possession. But ultimately, I'd have to say if Denmark are to go out, of course they'll be very disappointed, but they've not been kind of cast adrift by Germany. In contrast, both, at the moment, both round of 16 ties look like they're finishing with 2-0 victories for the teams that will go through. obviously, but very different in terms of the performances of the sides that are supposedly going out. Although Denmark are still pushing, of course they are. Here's Joachim Mæhle. Yeah, Rudiger was there in the way to clear it. Will be a throw-in to Denmark, but as I was saying, Italy showed absolutely nothing in that game earlier on and deserved to lose, maybe by more, against Switzerland. But Denmark, quite the contrast, quite the different. They've been very well battling with Germany. They've been on level par at times, and sometimes even in the game Denmark were probably the better of the two teams in moments, and it would be a bit harsh, but playing against the hosts is not easy, and they're going to make changes here as well. Denmark, 3 changes it looks like. As Denmark will take this throw in, they're not going to take those changes yet. They will make them at the next stoppage of play. I think Germany are readying changes as well. I mean, we're going to have a lot to get up to date with here. It looks like there's about 5 or 6 players coming on down the sidelines, so a lot of names to get through. We will, of course, confirm them all for you as and when they've been made. Poulsen linking up with Norgard. Poulsen tries to win the ball back. Ends up curtailing a German player. I couldn't see who that was, but ultimately Germany try to come forward. And that mad effort there from a long range, about 60 yards from Joshua Kimmich, is easily gathered by Kasper Schmeichel. It's Denmark come again. Andersen. Vestergaard. Cross to Andreas Christensen. Mæhle. Joachim Mæhle. Trying to link up with Højlund as Højlund loses the possession. It's Musiala trying to squeeze through again, but well stopped that time by Ba. Vestergaard playing forward finds Højbjerg, and again another overhead pass. Couldn't find Joachim Mæhle, and that will go out for a goal kick to Germany. As Denmark ready to make these changes then. It's going to be, if I can get them, Alexander Ba is going to be one of those players coming off. These are going to be their final changes. 3 changes successively. I mean, everything's happening. Jakob Brun Larsen and Jonas Vind are 2 of those players coming on for Denmark. Jamal Musiala is coming off for Germany. I mean, I have no idea what way they're trying to organise this, because both teams are having substitutions at the same time. I will confirm the full details, as Rom and Musiala are off for Germany. Henriks and Wirtz are on. So Florian Wirtz and Robert and Henriks are on. The Danish changes, we can eventually get to them. Rasmus Højlund's going to come off alongside Christian Eriksen and Andreas Christensen. And coming on is Jakob Brun Larsen, Mikkel Damsgaard and Jonas Vind. And Ba has come off in the meantime as well. Well, they said Eriksen was coming off. That is a mistake. Eriksen has stayed on. Ba has come off. I do apologise. There was a confusion. Here is Christian Eriksen. He's still on the pitch. I wouldn't think that would be a sensible idea, taking off Christian Eriksen at this stage when you need something. As Norgard does well to cover over, keeps the possession. I'll give you the full roundup of the substitutions when we've clarified all the details. Here's Victor Christiansen, who's just come on for Alexander Ba, by the way. Norgard. Christiansen. To Eriksen. Round the corner to find Christiansen, who recycles it well after he slipped. Eriksen. Højbjerg. Denmark zipping it around. Have to zip it into the net if they want to get back into this one with 8 minutes plus additional time remaining. They need 2 goals. Here's Norgard. We'll try one. Lays it across. Højbjerg took a deflection. Wasn't particularly convincing from Germany defensively there, as they had to scramble it clear. Yeah, the deflection came off Schlotterbeck. Germany certainly not convincing there. Although that's a poor giveaway by Denmark. Wirtz plays it through. Füllkrug is in on goal. Good save by Schmeichel, but the flag was up anyway. I could see it from a mile off that Nicholas Füllkrug was offside there. I mean, Florian Wirtz waited a year and a half to pass that ball through the lines. I mean, he's well offside. Just to confirm all those changes, by the way. So Rom and Musiala came off for Germany. Benjamin Henriks and Florian Wirtz came on. And then the changes for Denmark: Rasmus Højlund, Andreas Christensen, and Alexander Ba all came off. Were all replaced by Mikkel Damsgaard, Jakob Brun Larsen, and Jonas Vind. Here is Victor Christiansen. Christiansen tried to play the diagonal infield, couldn't find Poulsen as the ball's cleared away. Füllkrug trying to hold it up for Germany, but back into the path of Christiansen as Kimmich wins the ball there, and Füllkrug wins the free kick. And this is exactly what Germany will want to complete. Lay it on here, just slow the game down, run the clock down, keep a hold of this 2-goal lead, not give Denmark hope and belief. Here comes Havertz, closed down well by Vestergaard, former Premier League players. Well, Havertz still Premier League player. Yannick Vestergaard, formerly of Leicester City. Still of Leicester City. I was unsure about that. Had to double check that he was. Of course, Leicester back in the Premier League. We'll face each other next season. Quite a lot of Premier League involvement in this one. Of course, Højlund and Eriksson go without saying. Joachim Andersen of Palace, former Leicester goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel, Andreas Christensen, who used to be formerly of Chelsea. Of course, Kai Havertz, the Arsenal man. Ilkay Gundogan, the former Manchester City player. Same with Leroy Sané, former Manchester City player. Rudiger, of course, former Chelsea player as well. So a lot of Premier League involvement from players in this one. 5 minutes to go. Germany 2, Denmark 0. Havertz's penalty, followed by Musiala's lovely finish, sees Germany 2 to the good. And at the moment, heading to the final 8, where they will face either Spain or Georgia. But still, Denmark haven't given up hope yet. Vestergaard. Norgard. Andersen. This possession is not going to help them. Germany holding well. In a 5-3-2 at the moment. Out of possession. Here's Victor Christiansen. Cross now into the box. Brun Larsen. And the ball cleared away. As Füllkrug tries to hold it up again for Germany. Again given away. Brun Larsen. Breaking forward for Denmark. Into the box. Try to square it across to Eriksson. Closed down. Christensen will recover it though. Actually, the referees just stopped the game because the flag has gone up against one of the Danish players. Well, it looks like Denmark will be heading out of this tournament without a single victory. 3 draws in their group. And a defeat in the round of 16. As Leroy Sané's just been taken off here. And Waldemar Anton is on here for Germany. Rudiger. The referee saw himself on the floor there. He's back to his feet. Didn't need any treatment, did the referee. Jan Fulkrug Wirtz, which I've learnt is the right pronunciation. Not Wirtz, Wirtz. Nice reverse ball from Joachimik. Jan passing it back, overhitting that one, but Tony Kroos there. Just settle everything. I mean, he's a machine in midfield, Tony Kroos. If for nothing else, I'm sure football fans happy to see that Tony Kroos, if Germany had won out tonight, that would have been his career over. Of course, retiring at the end of this tournament. At least we'll get to see him for at least one more game, and that will be a wonderful matchup. But if it does end up being Germany-Spain, that'll be a wonderful matchup, as the shot there. From the substitute, Anton is seen over the bar. Denmark go long. Last minute or so of the 90 inside Signal Iduna Park. Ball down the line. Just about kept in by Kai Havertz there. Cross now to Wirtz, and straight down the throat of Kasper Schmeichel. Much more clinical in the Bundesliga. Scored the opening goal of the tournament, Florian Wirtz. Here's Poulsen. Can Denmark get one? The ball into the box is easily taken away by Rudiger. No one in Danish shirts could get on the end of that cross. Here's Kimmich. Down the line to Havertz. It's just about running that clock down now for Germany. They've done their hard work. They've scored their goals. It's not been the smoothest of nights in Dortmund. It's been a very disrupted game overall. That weather disruption in the first half, delaying the game, really unsettling the players, surely. But tonight, both sides have given a very good account of themselves, ultimately, under the circumstances and conditions. And Denmark won't be going out of this competition on the back of a poor performance. They've played well. They've had chances. They haven't scored, but by mere inches they could have been ahead. They find themselves behind minutes later after a penalty. And then a wonderful bit of solo play as Musiala. Here comes Wirtz! Beats the keeper. 3-0. But the flag was up. Yeah, flag's up. I mean, wonderful skill by Florian Wirtz. I mean, he's about decades offside there. About 14 weeks offside. Oh, he tried to chip the keeper. He did very well. The finish was fabulous, but if he'd have been onside, it would have been a wonderful goal. But he wasn't. So the goal does not count. That's now the third time tonight that the ball has been in the back of the net. But it doesn't count. Although VAR actually having a look at this. And they're delaying. So they're checking because Musiala from the long ball forward that Fulkrug headed, he was offside from that one, but it's whether Wirtz is onside from when Fulkrug heads the ball into Wirtz's path. If he's not ahead of the ball, then it's onside. If he is ahead of the ball, he is offside. I mean, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's a bit, I mean, it's been a nonsensical, crazy night, and we're going to end on a crazy decision. Not that it's incorrect. It's just a bit unnecessary at this late stage, although Florian Wirtz will not call it unnecessary. And the decision is no goal. So we continue at 2-0. All that delay for no reason. We play on. Less than 3 to go. And Denmark need 2 goals in that space of time. Anton there heading that one behind. Will be a Denmark corner. There's a will, there's a way. Sometimes it just doesn't fall for you. Can Eriksson get them a chance in added time? However slim it may seem. In the corner, whipped in, but cleared away at the near post. And now the counter is on here for Germany. And Wirtz was in the middle, but Henriks couldn't find him. And ultimately that counter-attack came to a very anticlimactic end. Merla. Anderson. Less than 2 to go. I like the belief. Might be a bit of delusion from the Netherlands, or from Denmark, sorry. But you never know. In the box there, and they'll get another corner. As Antonio Rudiger is telling his team to wake up. The game's not done yet. And he's right to an extent. There is still time. Maybe not enough for 2 goals, but certainly enough for 1 that will give them belief. Corner for Eriksson. Flicked on at the front post. But again, couldn't find any other of his teammates there. And now Germany on the counter again. Here's Florian Wirtz. On his own, he's got options. Squares it across. Here's Kai Havertz. Havertz! Big save by Kasper Schmeichel. Fabulous save with his left foot. Fabulous from Florian Wirtz. Threads it through the lines. Finds Kai Havertz on the run. And Havertz tries to find the far corner. Again, really good goalkeeping by the Dane. Kasper Schmeichel will give Germany a corner. 30 seconds to go. A reminder that we do have 1 more game for you tomorrow. Or 2 more games for you tomorrow, sorry. We start tomorrow between England and Slovakia. As we will find out our first matchup tomorrow evening. England taking on Slovakia. The winner of that will play Switzerland. 95 up. Referee still playing. Here's Brun Larsen for Denmark. If not enough to get back into the game, maybe a late consolation is available. The delivery into the hands of Manuel Neuer. And Manuel Neuer just pointing to an invisible watch that he has on there. Telling the referee, isn't it time up? See how the referee does. How long he lets it run. As Wirtz is dispossessed again. Denmark back on the ball. Not too much urgency in it. The referee's actually ahead of the ball at the moment. Maybe he wants to get involved. Deep cross in. All the way through Brun Larsen. Still keeping belief, but referee again still letting the game run. Denmark will get a throw. I mean, it's quite academic now. There's the whistle. After all that, a disrupted night here in Dortmund. Certainly wasn't the smoothest of games, but in the end it's the smoothest of outcomes for Germany. The hosts are through to the final 8 for the first time in 4 competitions. The last 3 they failed to get to the final 8, but they're in it at their home Euros. Denmark can be proud of what they delivered in this tournament. Without a win, but certainly shown quite some good performances. They give their all tonight, but it wasn't enough as the Germans edged them in Dortmund. Kai Havertz's penalty, followed up by Jamal Musiala's wonderful effort, saw Germany putting Denmark out at the round of 16. Germany, the hosts, are through to the quarter-finals. And their opponents, either Spain or Georgia. Switzerland are through as well. And let's confirm that for you. Switzerland 2, Italy 0, and Germany 2, Denmark 0. Some comfortable victories in the end in terms of the scoreline, but very different stories in both games. Very disrupted night in Dortmund, as I said. But that is it tonight. Our first 2 round of 16 ties complete. And still 6 more to come. 2 tomorrow, including England and Spain. Do you understand? For now, have a good night. Thanks for your company. See you tomorrow.